Wait for a second for everybody to get in and then for Clout Hub to load up. I hope everybody is having a great Tuesday. Can't believe how late it is in July. Pretty shocking. Where it's Christmas is right around the corner. Really, if you want to look at it that way, Christmas is right around the corner. Can you believe that? All right. So I'm going to go ahead and get started. I know I'm at a different time, didn't tell anybody what was coming on. So I'm just going to get started. Thank you for being here. And if you're seeing this on replay, thank you for replaying this. And if you will, please go ahead and share this. Now, the title today is about a recipe, a book to remember, uh, relaxation exercises, and exercise in general. And I'm going to be talking to you about some equipment. So I want to start out first and talk to you about a recipe that I have and what I made yesterday. I want to show you this. This is a pizza that I made yesterday, and you can see it has a variety of ingredients on it. It is completely homemade, very healthy for you, and the crust is homemade. It was, I have to admit, it was excellent. I enjoyed it. Hey, Brenda, good to see you. I really enjoyed it. My husband loved it. We've had pizzas out, and uh, when you do that, you're getting God knows what. I mean, you're getting a lot of fat. You're getting a lot of things that you don't know what's in the ingredients. The crust is usually really bad for you. When I say bad, a lot of it is very caloric. A lot of times, you get a lot of fat. You may get chemicals in there you don't know about. So I'm trying to eat healthier, and I've always been somebody that's been conscious of health, but now like really conscious of health, really conscious of what is in everything that I eat. And I want to give you. This is going to come up on the screen in just a second. I want to give you the recipe and what I did in order to get this wonderful pizza, and how you also can have this wonderful pizza, because it's not that difficult, and it may take a little bit of time for you, but it's something I think that you will absolutely love, and you'll be glad that you did it. Okay, so let me bring up the recipe, and we'll kind of go over this kind of quickly. I'm not going to spend too much time on it. You'll see it here, and you can go back and replay this and look at it. Hey, Cher Bear, how are you? The dough intimidates. Oh, Brenda, the dough is the easiest of all. Let me just tell you, easy, easy peasy. All right. Now, the dough that I used, this is one of my favorite recipes. This is a tandoori bread recipe. And I know some of you have seen this recipe because I put it out before. But for those who haven't seen it, I want you to see this recipe. And let's go over this, because this is the easiest stuff you will ever make. All right. Now, this recipe is written for those who want to have individual bread, right? So you could put on that bread, you could put like a salad on top of that bread, believe it or not. I've had tuna sandwiches on it. You could also put, if you wanted to, grass-fed hamburger on it, fold it over, make a taco. I mean, any number of things that you can do. But if you want to make this pizza dough, let's kind of just change this up a little bit. Okay, listen to how simple this recipe is. 2.5 cups of flour, 1.25 cups of lukewarm milk, 1 packet of dry yeast, 1 tablespoon of sugar, and 2 teaspoons of salt. Simple, done. All you have to do to make this simple is you get a bowl, mixing bowl, you put all your dry ingredients in that bowl. You stir it up, mix it up really well together, and you can do that with a spoon, you can do that with a sifter, whatever you want to use. Then you heat your milk on the stove for about 60 seconds. Now you can have whole milk, you could have better, less, reduced fat milk, whatever you want to do. I don't think it's really going to matter all that much. It'll still taste the same in my opinion, but that's just me. All right. So what you do is you pour that milk in after heating it up for 60 seconds on the stove. You pour it in a little at a time, and you're mixing your dry ingredients with your hand, right? And you pour a little bit more, and you mix it up and you mix it up. So And what you do at the end, you got this everything in the bowl now with your dry ingredients and your milk, and you've mixed it all together really well. And if you want to take it out and knead it on like a pastry sheet, you can do that. Knead it, put it back in the bowl, cover it with like a cling free type sheet or whatever. Let it sit for an hour. Okay. So far, Brenda, isn't that about as easy as it comes? I mean, seriously. I mean, I'm not a baker. I do love to bake and do bake some things, but I wouldn't consider myself a baker. This was so easy for me. I could do it in my sleep. All right, so after the hour is over, and I prefer to have the pastry sheet because it shows you on there, 8 inches, 12 inches, 14 inches, that type of thing. So you take that dough that you have that's been resting in that bowl for an hour, you take it out, you put some flour down on that pastry sheet, put the dough on top of it, take a rolling pin, put flour on that, and then roll that dough out until you have like a 14-inch pie dough, right? So just like you were going to put it in your pizza pan, 14 inches. I think ours was 14 inches. And you get it thin and you roll it out. Now, that bread, because it has that yeast in it and everything, it's going to rise. So if it's a little bit thin, don't worry about it. It's not going to be as thin as it looks when it's on the pastry sheet. So you take that up, you put that on a pizza pan that has been lightly greased. I use olive oil, wouldn't use anything else really. Put olive oil on it, and then you take that dough and you put it on your pizza pan. You put it in the oven at 350 for about 12 minutes. That's it. When it comes out, it's not going to look brown. It's going to look kind of rather white on top. All you want to make sure is that it's not doughy. So touch it. If it's firm, you're good to go. All right. That's all there is in making that dough. That's it. And it really gets simple from there on out. All right. So what I'm going to do is we're going to go down to the next part of this recipe. And that is the recipe that I used. And it's called Easy Mediterranean Pizza Recipe. And it's a really, really good and easy recipe. I have changed my heating time. My oven is set at 410 degrees, and it's going to be 11 minutes in the oven that you're going to have that pizza in there. Now, what I've done, you can make your dough that we just talked about ahead of time, and you can have that sitting off to the side. But what I typically do is the oven's at 350, right? And I have made that pizza dough, put it in the oven. It's been in there for like 12 minutes. I take it out and I immediately turn the oven up to 410 degrees to get ready for the pizza that the all the vegetables I'm going to put on and put that pizza back in the oven. All right. So you want it at 410 degrees. Now, what I do is that I take a brush and I put on the olive oil and the garlic. And what I do, the minced garlic, I buy that at the store. So you have 1 tablespoon of olive oil that you're putting on with the brush, and you're putting that minced garlic in there too, and you're just rubbing that all over the pizza. You can see the rest of the ingredients there. You've got mozzarella, spinach, tomatoes, black olives, artichokes, red onion, and crumbled feta. I do not put 2 cups of spinach. I probably put like a handful of spinach. If you put too much, you're going to make everything wet. It's going to cover everything and it's not that great. So put spinach to taste, but don't put too much. And I don't use parsley. And so, as I said, I put everything on my pizza dough in order. So, I'd start with the olive oil and the garlic, and then I'd put the mozzarella, then I would put the spinach, then I would put tomatoes, black olives, artichokes, the red onion, and then I would crumble that feta on top of it. And I'll tell you something, this pizza is so good. I know it's easy, Brenda. It's so easy and it's so good. You'll want to make this. I make this pizza recipe at least once a week because it is so good. And again, you're not getting ingredients on there that is going to be, like saturated with fat, saturated with chemicals or anything like that. You everything that you get, you want to get that's good and healthy, the artichokes. I've never eaten artichokes before in my life until I went on my Mediterranean food plan, and now I absolutely love it. And when that pizza comes out of the oven, it's going to be again, it's going to be a little raised with the dough. So that's why you want to get it thin in the first place when you're making it. Roll it out with the rolling pin. But when you get it, you're just gonna love it. You're gonna thank me for it. I really think you will because it's that good. I mean, honestly, and if you share that recipe with people, they will love you for it because it is wonderful. And I would, if you decide to make this, anybody who's listening and anybody on the replay, please let me know. I want to know what you think about it and how it came out for you. If your friends like it, how your family liked it, just please let me know because I'd like to have feedback on things like that. All right, now let's move on. And you've got the recipes, and if there are any questions about it, just ask me. Again, you can go back and quickly download those by just writing it out, taking a picture of it, whatever you need to do. Okay, now I had told you before, and I think it was the last time we spoke together, about a book that I've been reading. I wanted to wait until I read it all, but I can't wait any longer. I'm about halfway through it. The book is called The Clot Thickens, and it's by Dr. Malcolm Kendrick. The Clot Thickens, The Enduring Mystery of Heart Disease. Oh my gosh, love this. Thank you. You're welcome, Helen. When you get this book, and I really suggest that you do. Now, let me just tell you, I got this book because I saw a doctor was reading it, and a doctor was liking it, and I thought, okay, I'm going to give it a shot. I'm liking what I'm reading. It is blowing the top off of what is considered, good cholesterol, bad cholesterol, what we've been taught about cardiovascular disease. And let me just tell you once again, it's looking like, from reading this book, and please do your own research when you're looking at that. It's looking like we have been absolutely lied to once again. The experts have lied to us. And let me just sort of talk gingerly because I'm on YouTube right now and broadcasting. But I want to let you know that in this book, this doctor talks about a certain drug organization that starts with a P and ends with an R, and has been very prominent in, what we went through for a couple of years. Okay, so let me go back a little bit. There were some studies that were done according to this book in, I think it was 1973. And I won't give it away because I want you to read it for yourself. Okay, Brenda, see you later. Thanks for coming in. You might want to go back, Brenda, when you get time and watch the rest of this because it's going to be very important. So anyway, in 1973, there was a study done, and it blew out of the water everything that we know about cholesterol. That's according to the book. Now, supposedly, according to the book, that was hidden. Those results were hidden. And I think they resurfaced, but they're really not being talked about now. I think it resurfaced in about 2016. But during that time, when everybody was getting on that wagon, that little wagon of, oh, cholesterol, LDL is bad for you, you got to take a statin. This one particular company that I just mentioned that started with P did not have a statin. They were working on a theory that seems to be the theory that makes the most sense. But because everybody was jumping on the bandwagon about statins and how LDL was bad for you and you've got to take these statins until the day that you die, they decided, dang, let's stop the research that we're doing. This again, according to the book. And they went out and bought a company that was already working on statins, right? So they already had it up and working. They had a research going and they were selling products. So this particular company bought this new company and immediately started marketing it like crazy and got on the whole cha-ching bandwagon with statin. When you read this, you're going to be annoyed. I can tell you that right now. You're going to be annoyed that again, experts are telling you one thing and getting rich, and it may not be the truth at all, right? So it's one of those things. And so far, in reading this, I have learned so much. I've learned about what people are doing that is good for them, what people are doing that is bad for them, but they're doing it without knowledge about it because they've been told one thing, but it's actually something else. So again, get the book if you want to read it and see what you think. Do research, do everything you need to do. Again, when I tell you these things, when I'm bringing, recipes to you, books to you, and tips and all that, these are the things that I'm doing. I can't tell you what's right for you. I'm not a doctor or, a health professional. So I can't tell you what you should or shouldn't do. But you should, I will tell you this, you should do your own recipe, do your own research and do your own recipe, but do your own research so that you will feel comfortable about what it is that you're being told. Just don't blindly follow and just believe everything that you hear. I don't. I never have, and I never will. If something sounds good to me, seems good to me, I'm going to read it. Then I'm going to research it, and I'm going to see if it holds up. Okay. So again, I really like that book. So far, it has not disappointed me one iota. And I would say get the book, read it. If you believe it, fine. If you don't, fine. But I think you're going to learn a lot, and I think it's going to be very helpful. All right. Now, the other thing I wanted to talk to you about was relaxation. One of the things that I do, I love the guided imagery sleep meditation. But I want to say one thing about that. I'm a Christian. I don't like new age stuff, don't believe in new age stuff, don't want new age stuff. I've studied new age stuff a long time ago. It is not biblically based. And if you're a new ager and you like that, I'm sorry. Yeah, I'm being honest with you about how I feel. If you feel differently, that's absolutely fine. But what I do when I want to have a nice, relaxed sleep, I will listen to brown noise, but sometimes I like that guided imagery. And when you go to YouTube and you try to find guided imagery, a lot of it is going to be new age stuff. So I try to pick and choose what I do, and don't go to that type thing. Okay, but I did find it appears that it's not new agey as some of the others. Um, Let me bring it up for you in case you want to use this one. Here we go. Let me let me get this on the screen if I can. It is, again, it's different. This is about a guided imagery sleep meditation at the beach hut. Okay, and you'll see there's the title and everything, and you can go and look at that later if you'd like. This particular woman guides you through going to the beach, going to this particular hut, being very relaxed there, seeing things. It's really great and relaxing. I think it's about 2 hours long. I never make it to the 2 hours, which is great. I am long asleep before the 2 hours, which is which is really what you want to be. So it says also in this one, the guided imagery sleep meditation will gently lead you on a journey to your very own private beach hut where you will settle down to comfortably to sleep. The voice talk down plays for 30 minutes, but the music continues for 2 hours with no interruption. And again, some of the others I've been way too new agey for me, and I don't listen to them. But if you want something, that is one thing that seems so far to me has been very just sort of neutral, and which is what I want. Also, with relaxation, one of the things that you want to do, you talk about you've heard people talk about the breathing. One thing that's really good to help get your anxiety levels down immediately and get you relaxed is to take nice, slow, deep breaths and then hold it and then slowly let it out, right? So and concentrate on that. So you would be it would be something like this. It would be inhale, hold it, exhale. So you want to inhale through your nose, exhale through your mouth. And you can do that for as long as you feel that you need to, or for just relaxation. And sometimes one of the things you may want to do is inhale, and instead of going gently, slowly exhale, you may just want to go and let it go, and you can feel that throughout your body. So those help, and some of the guided imagery will do the deep breathing as well. So I think that will be very good for you. Again, that was just a little suggestion on some of the things because I talked about we were going to talk a little bit about relaxation. Now, the other thing that I wanted to talk to you about, I always tell you what I'm doing, for exercise, but I haven't really shown you what I use. I've talked about it, but I haven't really shown that to you. And this is it right here. Let me see if I can get it at full screen. This is the rebounder. And basically, you see, this is this bar up here. Now, I don't do what she's doing. Okay. I don't jump above the bar. I heard 4 second inhale, hold for four. No, no, that's not 4 seconds, Mike. You just inhale for a few seconds, hold it when you've got full lungs, hold it for a second, and then just exhale slowly through the mouth. So inhale through the nose for a few seconds, hold it, exhale through the mouth, and just gently, softly, easily. Okay, that's what you should do, and you can do that for like I don't know a few minutes. Just sit in a nice. Make sure that you're in a nice, comfortable chair, right? So that you're just kind of like this wouldn't be exactly the best chair, but if let's say you're at work and you want to quickly just relax, lean back, you put your feet squarely on the floor, close your eyes, inhale through the nose. Hold it, exhale through the mouth. Now you're not using your hands like I'm doing. I'm doing that just to show you. So inhale through the nose, hold it, exhale through the mouth. That immediately starts slowing the heart rate down, gets rid of your any anxiety or stress that you may be having. And you can do these breathing exercises anytime, anytime during the day, anytime at night. Uh, and you don't have to worry about, oh, am I doing it too long? Am I doing it too short of a time? What about, don't get anxiety over it. Just relax. And until you feel like you're ready, you just keep doing it. And then when you feel like you've reduced your anxiety, your stress level, you're feeling comfortable, then you just go on about your day. Now, this rebounder, there's two sizes. You can get this on Amazon if you want. And right now, I think this one is about $129 and it's on sale. It looked like I looked at it a few minutes ago. It's by B Can, B as a boy, CAN, trampoline rebounder. This is an adjustable handlebar. You can take this off or you can leave it on, whichever. I leave mine on because sometimes when you're doing things and jumping around, you may this was a different method for deep breathing. Oh, yeah. Mike, I'm sure there's 5,000 different methods for deep breathing. Do the one that you like the best. That's really one that makes you feel good, okay? So anyway, the handlebars are good if you get a little I don't know, when you're jumping around, you may go off center a little bit. You're like, "Oh, well, I'm going to fall." You're not going to fall. You grab onto the handlebar, that type of thing. I've only probably needed my handlebar once or twice, but it's good to have it there. And again, I don't do jumping around like she does, and I haven't seen anybody else really doing that. But if you do, and that's what you like, great. And there's the person that I like online that I think I've told you about. Her name is Renee Lynn Rebounder. I don't know if I can find her quickly, but she has some really good. Let's see. Let me find if I can. She has some really good rebounding videos, and she can go. You can go the 20 minutes, 15 minutes, 10 minutes, whatever. Again, whatever you're comfortable with, whatever you want to do. And let me bring her up, and you can see her on here. Whoops. Okay. And there we go. So Renee Lynn, and she seems to be pretty good. There are other people on there. There are other people that go 5 million miles a minute, that type of thing. And again, that's not something that I want to do. She also has cool downs and things of that nature. You can find a whole ton of her videos that are on there. She has like 488 videos. There are other people on there, and they're good. I just prefer her when I'm working out because I just feel that what she does, it seems healthy. It seems like she's keeping in mind, that the fact that you need to cool down, that you need to stretch a little bit, that you need to warm up, that type of thing. And they're not so difficult that you're going to say, oh, I can't do this. I'm going to stop doing this, and that you quit rebounding. What I do typically is I will take about a 2 mile walk in the morning, come back, and do about a 15 to 20 minute rebounder workout right after. So, and again, like if you just decide, hey, I really feel like I got to get some energy out, no matter what time of day it is, you get on the rebounder. And again, as always, ask your doctor if a rebounder is right for you. And some people, maybe it isn't. I don't know. I know it's low impact. It's been great for me, but again, that's what works for me, and maybe not necessarily that works for you. All right. So, does anybody have any questions or anything you want to say before we go? Again, if you're making that recipe, please let me know how it worked out. If you're ordering that book, I don't get any royalties off the book or anything like that. Please let me know how you like the book. And if you do like it, pass it along to people who really need it, because again, we get so deceived by people who call themselves experts that when you really sit down and you start looking at studies and you read things that other people have written, yeah, you find out how much sometimes you've been deceived by that. All right, everybody, thank you so much for coming in. Hope you have a wonderful rest of your week. God bless you. We'll talk to you again soon. Take care, everybody.